Hey everyone, so today I want to talk about Doctor Who Confidential and also its acts. I am quite surprised that I haven't actually already reviewed Confidential. For some whatever reason it just didn't occur to me to review it. Now I do love Confidential, or at least I used to. I haven't disliked it, I just kind of stopped watching it. I started watching it when the second series was on, because obviously if you've seen my other videos you'll know I didn't actually start watching Doctor Who until Christmas Day 2005. And although I've seen the Series 1 Confidentials now, I didn't actually catch up with them until I'd seen the Series 2 ones, because, I didn't have a clue what it was. And I think the concept of Confidential is absolutely fantastic. Doctor Who is so loved that so many of us do want that extra insight into how it's done, because it is very unrealistic, or at least the creature side of it is very unrealistic. We do sort of sometimes sit and think, I wonder how they did that. Now, as knowledge grows, we kind of start to realise how certain things are done. But it is very insightful to see how, in the ones especially, now we don't get that many of these now because they don't do that many kind of creatures. But especially with the earlier series, with, for example, the Mox of Balhoun, or the Zikarax, or even the cat nuns, just how they created the costume, how they had the face mask, or how, whether it was synthetic, or just sort of how they did different things. I really do like it. Now, I do have a couple of favourite ones. Now, the New Earth one I have watched to death. New Earth, I know that episode inside out, word for word, scene for scene, and I know the Confidential episode just as well. So that is great. But my favourite Confidential, I think, or one of my favourite Confidentials would have to be the one that went with Family of Blood, Human Nature, on the way. I really did enjoy that one an awful lot, and I'm not sure why, because it's the same with the Totally Doctor Who episode to go with that, which I will talk about more next week. I'm talking about Totally Doctor Who next week. I really did love that duo of episodes, and I don't know why, because I do love the actual episodes themselves, but not to a massive extent, so I thought that was kind of bizarre. But yeah, the concept of just giving us a behind the scenes, showing us more, giving us cast interviews, so snippets of the crew and just how everything works, it really is lovely, and it doesn't spoil it either. Some people, or some specific TV shows, if you see behind the scenes, it can ruin it. For example, once you've seen behind the set of Coronation Street on Most Haunted, it's kind of like, oh, it's a bit glum. I don't know if glum's a word. Yeah, so it doesn't ruin it at all, which some people may think, well, if you're going to go behind the scenes, maybe it's going to make it lose a little bit of magic and make it seem a little even less real. Because, we do feel like it's real when we're watching it. We do get sucked in completely, and I am a firm believer that the Doctor is real. He just may not have the face of Matt Smith. Yeah, so it is fantastic. When I heard it was axed, I was like, oh, that's sad. But I wasn't totally devastated, because I haven't watched it in quite a while. I may have seen 1 or 2 episodes from Series 5 Confidential, but I definitely haven't watched any of Series 6 Confidential. I kind of stopped watching Confidential. I watched some of the Series 4 episode, but it was really sad because I cried a lot at the end of Series 4 with happiness, really. So I didn't really watch the Confidential after that. So I haven't seen it in quite a while, but it is unfortunate that it ends, because were I to need specific behind the scenes information for Series 7, I'm going to be stuck, as are all of you, and I think it's a bit of a shame. Now, apparently it is because of budgets, and they're wanting to focus on other BBC shows rather than Confidential, and Confidential has not taken priority. As long as they don't axe Doctor Who, I'm happy with that. I'd rather they axed Confidential alone, and then rather than the whole thing collectively. So I am a bit upset, but I'm not totally bothered. But I know there are some die-hard Confidential fans who'd watch it like on BBC 3, and then they'd watch it on iPlayer, and then they'd watch it when it was repeated, and their knowledge of how it's made must be extensive. So I'm upset for them not being able to watch it. But yeah, it's a really good programme. I do like the fact that it's on the DVDs, so I can sort of watch the Series 1 and 2 ones, which is part of the reason why I managed to be able to watch New Earth so much. I just keep watching it. I'm so in love with that episode. I do really love them. The Girl in the Fireplace one is really fascinating as well. I did heavily focus on Series 2 when I was watching it, so I've seen all of those. I don't think I've seen Fear Her Confidential, but I really didn't like that episode, so I'm really not that bothered. I really don't like Fear Her at all. The only good bit is where Rose goes and plays with a cat, and the Doctor's moaning about a cat. That's the only good thing in Fear Her, but we'll save that. Well, actually, I talked about that in the episode. But yeah, please feel free to leave comments and even video responses if you want, expressing your sadness that Confidential is axed. There is a campaign going around on Twitter I believe it's actually been quite high in the public eye. You know, a lot of people have been talking about it. So I don't think BBC will relaunch Confidential because they'd look like idiots if they axed only to bring it back in Series 7 to say, oh right, okay, we thought we knew what we were doing, turns out we don't, sort of thing. I don't think they will bring it back just because of this little petition. Well, it's a big petition. But I don't think they'll bring it back because it may make them look like idiots. Even though we'd be happy that they did it, I don't think they will. But we'll see, fingers crossed. Please feel free to leave comments, any suggestions to let me know, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!